Hello everyone, Recap Mystery here, welcome back. Today, I'm going to explain an adventure, comedy, fantasy film called Rebel Isla. Mujeres, watch out and take care. According to legend, there is a secret island in the South Pacific where the entire population lives is female. The Virgin Island is so named because it is so beautiful. It is also thought that the women's clan they have a mystery seed that causes them to age 10 times slower than normal humans. As a result, many people are looking for the island's location. Mr. Song, who aspires to be a musician, is one of them. He is immortal, thus he has sent his men of specialists and explorers to find the island. In another scene, Wang, the film's protagonist, is listening to a news report about Mr. Song, who has once again contributed significantly to his expedition to search for Virgin Island. The news then goes on to discuss the island's enigma, revealing that none of the explorers were successful. So far, all participants in the expedition have survived. So far, only one person has ever, Lee, a famous adventurer, set foot on the island. Wang's father is none other than Lee, although he never returned from the island and left no word for the rest of the world or his son. It has been rumored that he was so taken with the island's beauty that he decided to stay there permanently. Wang, determined to find his father, chooses to join Mr. Song's trip and proceeds to the shore to board a ship. He meets a pal, Hyan Wu, there, who claims to be an expert navigator after graduating from the Somali Navy SEAL. Wang and Hyan board the ship when everything is in order, and just as they are about to take off, Mr. Song's man approaches and delivers them a GPS tracker. After a while, the two finally made it to the ocean, kicking off their trip. Initially, they are enthusiastic about the endeavor, but after 2 months of drifting into emptiness, they develop pessimism. Their food supply had also ran out at this point, so they hope to get to the island shortly. While the boys are complaining about something one day, a flock of birds soars above them as the GPS fails. Wang, who is on his back, says, when he feels a drip on his face and smells it, he realizes it's seagull poo. This demonstrates they are near an island, and Wang confirms this by peering through his binoculars. He gives it to a friend. Unfortunately, the guys are unable to dock their ship due to high tides. As a result, they are obliged to swim the entire distance. In the following scene, when the two buddies, when they wake up on the beach, they notice an army of women surrounding them. While still not fully awake, Wang inquires if they have arrived on the Virgin Islands, but the women continue to stare, continue to be silent. Later, the two are brought to their camp for questioning. As is customary, Hyan overestimates himself and attempts smack talk with the women. However, he is beaten by a durian stick. The guys have been locked up as a result of the event. As a punishment, he was placed inside a wooden cage. In the meantime, the women's leader, patriarch, as they call him, approaches the two and begins talking. She states that only a few people have breached their island in the last 500 years, but they were all experienced navigators. Hyan is surprised that the females have been around for so long, and jokingly inquires if they are truly immortal. The patriarch and her women, on the other hand, simply, they should leave them alone and go about their business. Wang takes out after the women are out of sight, his hidden dagger and plots with Hyan to escape at nightfall. They are successful in their scheme, and finally, get out of the jail. Following this, Wang decides to investigate the tribe for any clues, while Hyan sets out to discover ways to get off the island. The following scene depicts Hyan walking towards Wang comes at the women's hamlet and enters one of the caves to investigate if there is any way out. The huts. It turns out that the women have set traps around the jungle, so Hyan Wu unknowingly falls victim to one of them. They fall for them. He first falls into a rabbit hole below and is then pierced by a wooden arrow. He was lying on his back. To make matters worse, he is pelted with many coconuts on his head. Meanwhile, Mu Yan, an innocent girl from the women's tribe, and her sister, Moon, arrive. Wang has been sneaking around in this cottage. Surprisingly, the house serves as a bathing location for the islanders, and when Mu Yan begins removing her clothes and preparing for her bath, Wang tries to intervene. He snuck out of the room. Unfortunately, he is apprehended by the girl's sister, who refuses to let him go. Wang tries to entice the girl with a treat, but she yells. Every other woman in the village was made aware. Wang, terrified, flees for his life as the women pursue him, follow him with spears. He tries everything he can to scare them away, but he is eventually apprehended. In the courtroom, the patriarch informs Wang that escaping from a prison is a sin in their religion, culture, and that attempting to fight the clan will result in death. Right then, Hyan, injured and battered, comes on the scene to help his friend. He warns the clan that he is a trained soldier with battle skills. However, the women only get, "I was infuriated by his line and hit him again." The clan believes that being seen by a man is harmful. They are unattractive when they are naked. As a result, they demand that Wang and his friend be executed. But, before preparing the boys for their final rites, the patriarch wonders why they came. Her own private island. Wang says that he is looking for his father, who arrived on the island 10 years ago. To his amazement, the patriarch admits that she had met his father but that she, too, is hunting for him. In his honor, she threatens to kill his father if she ever sees him again. Having said that, she directs her people to transport the perpetrators to their sacred tree and grill them there. Hyan begs the women to believe that he did not see Mu Yan in such a state, and begs to be let go, but to no avail. The women then prepare the grill while the boys are chained and kept apart in two massive barrels. Hyan is concerned that they are being watched. Mu Yan, who has finally arrived, interrupts him as he is marinating before being roasted. To confront her pervert, she accuses Wang of spying on her and orders him to stop. She must kill him due to the curse of being ugly. However, just as she appears to be about to, instead of killing him with a knife, she slices open his robe. Before allowing the two to flee, Mu Yan, the innocent, declares that she despises Wang yet does not want him to die as a result of her. Unfortunately, the guys follow the jungle's lead and fall victim to the placed traps. The next morning, Wang and Hyan are apprehended and shackled in front of the sacred tree. The women prepare various items and light a fire to marinate the boys and eat them after roasting. However, the process is halted when Chun-Hu, one of the clan's women, drowns in the sea. While the women rush to the beach, the boys take their time, this chance to flee by burning their tight ropes. They, too, escape the scene, unaware that they have set fire to the sacred tree. Meanwhile, the women sob in agony after witnessing their friend is drowning in the sea. The two companions plan to use the confusion to sneak away out of place, but Wang changes his mind at the last minute and decides to assist the drowning girl. Without recalling the time when the islanders planned to murder him and his comrade, Wang swims to the beach and into the ocean to save Chun-Hu. After he returns her, Hyan rushes to the shore and administers CPR on an unconscious Chun-Hu. Fortunately, she resumes her breathing, and the women commend the lad's bravery. Wang and Hyan are later summoned before the patriarch once more. Chun-Hu desires, "Please excuse the boys for saving her life." Her leader, she has already begun to at this point form feelings for Hyan. The patriarch considers pardoning the boys as well, but just then, she learns that their sacred tree has been felled and burned. The patriarch became suspicious after learning that Wang and Hyan were behind this incident, decides to execute them right away. Mu Yan and Chun-Hu, on the other hand, propose. They offer the guys one more chance. As a result, the patriarch offers them 3 months unwillingly to rehabilitate the tree. They will be cruelly slaughtered if the tree does not resurrect. Wang and Hyan work hard the next day to remove the charcoal from the tree and water it. As time passes, the lads grow close to the women because they assist them in their daily lives. With the use of contemporary tools and processes, Wang and Hyan catch large fish and teach them how to garden. Meanwhile, Chun-Hu makes an effort to attract Hyan's attention by bringing him flowers and durian every day. When Wang tries to find a signal on his GPS one day, he notices a viper snake lurking nearby. Mu Yan is in the background. He quickly leaps into action and saves her. As the two slept, Mu Yan discloses, in a romantic manner, that the snake is her pet. Wang and Hyan are overjoyed to discover the sacred tree budding the next day. Later that evening, the island women and boys celebrate with a feast and dancing. Together, Wang notices Mu Yan dancing quietly and reflects on the importance of life. It's not about the length of time, but about something worth safeguarding with your life. He then remarks that he is fortunate to have discovered it since he wishes to safeguard Mu Yan and her clan. Mu Yan meets Wang afterwards and informs him about their tribe's past. She discusses, apparently there was once an all-women tribe known as the Witch Tribe. They multiplied by parthenogenesis. They were the tribe closest to nature among primordial people, and they were in charge of guarding the seed Yuan, which housed the secrets of life. Their mission was to safeguard the harmony of nature and life. However, as human settlements grew, so did their desire to kill increased, and they soon learned about the seed Yuan. As a result, a genocide-like situation exists. On the Witch Tribe, hunting was carried out to safeguard the seed the clan's leader gave. It was given to the tribe's youngest lady, who was told to flee as far as she could. The young lady, her entire family was murdered, but she managed to flee the scene. Not long after that, she awoke on a remote island to find the seed she was carrying blossoming all over the place. The desolate island gradually sprang to life. As the girl grew older, a new phase emerged. The witch clan thrived on the island, guarding the Yuan seed. Mu Yan then reveals, they are the descendants of the witch clan, and the young woman is none other than Patriarch. The next morning, she takes Wang to the location where she last saw his father. There, Wang discovers his father's old journal, in which he wrote about his time with the witch tribe. He states that he was drawn to them because of their warm gestures, friendliness, simplicity, and regard for life. They didn't want the mission to ruin their lives, so he never returned, hoping that the clan would forgive him, and their life secrets stayed hidden from the hunger of modern men. He then wraps up in his journal. He expresses his concern for Wang and hopes that his son will comprehend the decisions he made. Wang realizes what he must do in the following scene and destroys the GPS tracker. But before he and Hyan can go, they hear a beep from the GPS, showing that it is still operational. Elsewhere, Mr. Song is informed of the island's location. The boys then hurry to the Patriarch and advise her to evacuate the island as soon as possible. Mr. Song and his men are on their way to retrieve the seed that they have been guarding. They then design a strategy to charm, lure, and eliminate the men one by one. Mr. Song soon comes with his crew and tells 4 of his men to search the island. When the men arrive in the village, they are surprised to find beautiful women waiting for them. Next, the women do their part by intoxicating the men and successfully knocking them unconscious. After his men fail to return, Mr. Song goes into the island and begins inspecting. Wang and Hyan welcome him at the gate and attempt to persuade him that this is not the Virgin Island that he was looking for. Mr. Song, however, is no fool, and he orders his men to bind the women, along with the 2 boys. He then threatens the Patriarch and requests the secret of life from her, in order for him to be immortal like them. Mr. Song threatens to kill Moon if she does not comply. As a result, the women grudgingly lead Mr. Song and his men to their hiding place, the Yuan Germ. However, when Chun Hua knocks down a man on the way, the entire tribe fights back. Meanwhile, Mr. Song flees with Wang and forces him to wear a time bomb. He then threatens to detonate it if he does not share the witch clan's secret. Right then, Hyan and the women arrive on the scene and apprehend Mr. Song. However, during the course of the procedure, Mr. Song successfully presses the button, triggering a 30-second countdown on the device. As time runs out, Wang realizes he must make the ultimate sacrifice, so he runs alone towards the ocean. Wang has a lot of thoughts when jogging. In his head, after all of his interactions with the women's tribe, he ultimately realizes their mission is to preserve the delicate balance of nature and life. He is also aware of the cost that his father made back then. Now he must make the same sacrifice in order to defend the clan. The bomb soon explodes in the sea. Mu Yan yells in agony when he sees this, while others mourn the death of the man who has made the ultimate sacrifice. The screen then turns black. Wang is shown magically waking up in the post-credits sequence, as it appears that the island's magic has resurrected him for his selfless sacrifice. Please subscribe to assist the channel, turn on notification and leave a like. Thank you for taking the time to watch. See you again soon.